Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Sergeant Major Keith Craig. Sergeant Major Keith Craig is an international best-selling author who recently published Serving to Lead. Sergeant Major is also an entertainment executive that is currently working in Burbank, California at Walt Disney Studios managing Central Division Theatrical Sales and Distribution for Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. Prior to this, he served 32 years in the U.S. Army, retiring as a Sergeant Major. His time in service took him around the world where he served 6 combat campaigns, conducted humanitarian and natural disaster operations, played professional football, and oversaw the creation of senior enlisted training programs.
Well, good afternoon, Sergeant Major Craig. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Sergeant Major, I appreciate you jumping on. And again, I appreciate your service. We both served in the military, so thanks again. And we're going to jump right into the questions here. And Sergeant Major Craig, you have quite the background. First, obviously, in the military, leadership. You're an author, you're a speaker. Could you share with our audience what drives you and what has contributed to your success?
Sure, Brian. Great question. What drives me is being able to make a difference in people's lives. That's what really drives me. I think the most important thing, though, is when a mentor of mine told me it's a huge difference between authority and responsibility. And once that light switch clicked on, my career was off and running from that point on.
I appreciate you sharing that. I really do. Sergeant Major Keith, we're going to talk about a little bit about the pandemic, the lockdown, that sort of thing. And I know you're in Southern California, I believe. So I know you all are hit a little bit harder. But as you know, everybody globally has had to make these major shifts to adapt to this new normal. Could you share with us what maybe you're doing with your organization to help them stay relevant in the economy?
Sure. I think the number one thing is making sure that we be transparent for the most part, just a clear vision of our current goals. Because as you know, a lack of clarity and buy-in are fundamental reason why organizations fail. So it's just very important to be transparent and what's going on and even speak to the earnings call and things of that nature that we're suffering as well. Just be patient and understand that we do care about, you guys' livelihood. That's what's important to us.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Sergeant Major Craig, are you leveraging any new or emerging technologies in your line of work? If not, maybe it's just a cool tool or app you can share with our audience.
Absolutely. I think all organizations are, I'm from the older generation. I know you know that. And we're used to being able to walk into the offices and walk and talk with our employees or subordinates, alike. And little did we know, I think the whole world is finding out at every organizational level, for every institution, that you really don't have to do that anymore. With the invention of Zoom, I think you can do the same amount of work, if not more, because it alleviates the whole drive to work, the traffic thing, the frustrations. And I think you can be more efficient just by understanding that you don't have to be in a brick and mortar anymore. You could actually be at home or in a studio or somewhere else and just be more efficient at what you do, save time and money.
Absolutely. I've talked to several leaders like yourself, people from around the globe, and because of the pandemic, they guesstimate, I would say, there's probably 3 to 4 years of advancement around innovation just because of the pandemic. And tools like Zoom and others have really allowed us to adapt to these changes. So thank you for sharing that. I do appreciate that. This is the last question, and this probably might resonate more with you, but we'd certainly like it to resonate with our audience, is can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in leadership?
Sure, absolutely. I think what's important is understanding the difference between leadership and management. And when I think of the two, and I think about management, I think of a thermometer. As you walk in the room and the thermometer is on the wall, it's pretty much just taking the temperature of the particular room. And if you truly are hiring a manager, that's okay, because that manager is going to make sure that particular vision that you have for that organization stays the same. You know what I'm saying? But if you're truly looking to move your company organization forward, I say you need a leader, and there's a distinct difference, because I look at a leader and I think of a thermostat. Someone's able to come into your organization and raise the temperature, if you will, reset goals, reestablish vision, and even tweak your business model so that your company organization is better for it.
Appreciate the analogy on that, Sergeant Major Craig. That is for sure something that people in our audience here would definitely resonate with, something that we like to share a piece of your wisdom with our global audience. So thanks again. I appreciate the share on that, Sergeant Major, and I know this will be a great nugget for our audience. And again, Sergeant Major, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you very much, Brian. It was an honor and a pleasure to being here. Thank you very much. You have a great platform.
Bye for now.